Sports presents
G Sizzle. What's going on, man? How you feeling, brother?
Hey, man, I am in the building. I am ready. We are ready. We are here to do the thing. Are you ready to do the thing?
What thing are we doing?
I don't know. But whatever thing we're getting ready to do, let's do it. Let's start it. You want to hear the girl? Let's hear the girl.
You're listening to The Sizzle, the talk of the 219, the hottest sports talk in the region, on Iron Skillet Radio and Iron Skillet Television.
You know what it is. You know who it is. It's The Sizzle here in the building. You know what we came to do. We came to bring you the hottest information that you can find anywhere on the planet. If you find it any hotter, it's already burned up.
Wow. You don't want burnt hot information. You want good hot information. You know what I'm saying?
You cannot have burnt hot information.
You can't have Cajun fried information. That's not tasty. And all them people, look, I think that was a bunch of people down in Louisiana that was just burning up stuff and they didn't want to throw it out at their restaurant. So they just called it blackened catfish. And people talking about, oh, this is fantastic. It's like that, what's that painting called? Where people just throw the paint on the wall out of the buckets. What's that called? I forgot the name of it. And
it's called terribleness.
And it's like, oh, that's art. Like that one commercial where the guy has the boxing gloves on, the little Asian guy, and he's punching the paint with the wall with the boxing gloves. And that's like, no, that's not art. That's some guy punching the wall with paint and boxing gloves. Just like burnt up food is not blackened. You understand what I'm saying? Not tasty.
No, but I do know a place that has really good Cajun food.
Is it blackened?
Really? It is blackened. It's however you want it. It's Hook and Reel Cajun Seafood Bar and Grill. Ooh, that's baby.
Tasty, tasty. Nothing like seafood in a bag.
Let me tell you something. It's time for you just to do a few things.
Yes, sir.
Eat, sleep, crack, repeat. Eat, sleep, crack, repeat. Man. Let's get it cracking, baby.
Let me tell you
Hook
something.
and Reel.
Hook and Reel. Come on down. Hey, I got a story, man. Way back in the day, 1,000 years ago, when I took the family down to Disney World, they have many a eatery down there, and they specialize in all-you-can-eat crab legs. Well, we went into this eatery because my betrothed was one of these people that like to have crab legs. I'm not a crab leg person myself at all, because anytime you got to break out a shovel and a pick and a saw to eat a meal, I think it's just too much work. I don't want to work that hard. But there across the table from us was two large, as you like to call them, melanated sisters. Now, when I'm talking large sisters, we're not talking big girls, all right? We wasn't that big girl status, but they was large. You know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying?
Thickness.
Yeah, they was thick. Bruh.
Cakes.
Yeah, cakes, everything, yams, everything is all over the place. Bruh, when all you heard at that table was crack, sucking on the things, and shells flying, I looked over there. They had a plate of shells stacked, and I'm not joking, about 1/2 foot high. I mean, they was raiding the all-you-can-eat crab bar. They had like soup bowls full of butter. When dude, these chicks was coming to war. It looked like the locusts out of the plague, out the Bible.
Nope. I'm not gonna do it with you.
So that was my one experience, great experience of the ladies there. But you know what? That was one time when they said, no, you can eat here again because you eat more than all you could eat.
Well, I have a story about that, but that's for another day. But the one thing that our listeners need to know is that for the Super Bowl, that's right, your boys, the Sizzle Brothers, will be in the building. We're hosting a Super Bowl bar party at Hook and Reel, and you can find us. That will be February 7th. 2021. We will be at Hook and Reel Cajun Seafood and Bar. Come on down.
Where's that at?
Yes, 4029 167th Street, and that's in Country Club Hills.
Country Club Hills. Just get off on the expressway. 167th Street is right there.
Right there.
I-57, 167th Street is where when you see the snow melting over there, that's when you know the sizzle is there, baby. It's gonna be hot. I sound like The Rock when I said that, didn't I? Yeah, I like that. Can you smell
Can you
it?
smell it?
Yeah, what? Yeah, can you smell what the sizzle's cooking?
That was so. You know, I think if that were now, I think he would be arrested for something profane. I don't think you can do that right now.
Oh, can you smell it now?
Yeah, I don't think you can just put a mic in front of your mouth and just.
Can you do the one eyebrow like you do with music? Because you said that one eyebrow go up. Remember what I said? Remember that? You know, I was just watching some wrestling earlier. Okay. And I now understand. That was the greatest soap opera. That's better than those Mexican soap operas, those Latino soap operas.
Yes.
You know
and those are hot. They are muy caliente. Those are hot.
Oh, you know what? I don't even know what they're saying on those. But they always had that look, mi amor. And then she goes, mi amor. And then at that point in time, I have no idea what they're talking about. Don't know what the story is. And then they always have some older lady who got a knife. And they play that music. Dun, 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 you know what I'm
Why did she have a knife?
Because, she about to do the hacking and whacking on somebody because somebody messed up, man. Somebody messed up, stole the sombreros or something.
They stole all the sombreros?
All the sombreros.
No.
They don't play that. They don't play that on those, what do you call it, Latino soap operas? What do they call it? There's a name for them.
I always just called it Telemundo, but I know Telemundo was a channel.
Telemundo is a station. Dude.
Yeah. Well, okay.
I don't even know what is their dress code on Telemundo, because they just come on there in anything, and I mean anything. I mean, like, that's not appropriate for television.
Well, I mean, it's appropriate if you're on Telemundo. That's it.
I guess so.
Yeah, you're on Telemundo. Yeah. But you know what else is inappropriate?
What's that?
That a team that went to the playoffs. Now, granted, albeit they backed in, literally backed in.
You said a team.
Oh,
yeah, you threw me off when you said a team. Because I thought for a second, because I knew you weren't talking about the Bears when you said a team.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, most definitely.
Oh.
We're talking about the beloved. The Chicago Bears are still in the market for the quarterback. No. You know how it goes because, hey, Deshaun Watson's coming to Chicago.
That's what Michael Vick said.
What?
Yeah, Michael Vick said D. Watson is going to Chicago. That's what he said. He said that's what he's going to advise him to do. Apparently, he has a hotline to Deshaun Watson because he said that was a lot of candor on an interview. He says I would pick Chicago and one other team. That's where I would go.
Okay. So you have the option, and there are some teams ahead of you that have a better cap space, have better lines, and more to offer. I mean, we do forget that Houston has a say in this. I'm still looking at Miami that can offer Tua plus their first-round pick and some future first-round picks.
So why would you trade Deshaun Watson for Tua? And you're not going to get – look, the Texans are looking for those 2 first-round picks. That's what they're looking. You're not going to get Tua and 2 first-round picks.
Okay, so you're going to get Tua and 1 first-round pick. You're going to have to salvage that QB situation somehow in Texas. You just can't not have a quarterback. I mean, I don't think that's how this works.
I think they're looking at, hey, we're going to be bad anyway. So if you don't want to play, then you ain't going to get paid. I think that's what they're going to end up doing. Hey, you're under contract. Come out here and throw this rock around. Because if Deshaun Watson leaves, now what do they got? Because J.J. Watt is probably out the door. Mm-hmm. He's trying to get gone too because that Texas team is horrible.
Yeah,
I mean, you're talking about they're worse than the Bears. I mean, their defense is trash. Now you got an offensive line that's trash, and Deshaun Watson is going to end up jacked up if he doesn't get out of there. But why would you come to the Bears with another bad offensive line? Why would you do that? That makes no sense to me that you would come into a worse offensive situation than what you're already sitting in.
I can't see, even though we've talked about the Jets have not been great. And there's a possibility with a new head coach, the Jets just keep Sam Darnold around just one more year to see how this works. Because financially, it doesn't make sense for them to cut bait with Sam Darnold right now. But again, I'm looking at that Miami situation, And there's another team that's on the radar that I think is near and dear to your heart in some way, Jay. I think you could have the evil empire swoop in, and can you imagine Deshaun Watson as a Patriot?
He's not Tom Brady.
Yeah, well, nobody's Tom Terrific, but
well, hey, let's ask a question though. Okay, was it the Patriot way or was it the Brady way? Because we see what happened to the Patriots without Tom Brady, and we saw what happened to Tampa Bay with Tom Brady. So was it the Patriot way or was it the Brady way that was making that work? Because it's very possible you put Deshaun Watson up there and all of a sudden he looks like Cam Newton.
Or you put Deshaun Watson there and he picks up and looks like the second coming of little Tom Brady. See, because you've got some options. You've got Jimmy Garoppolo, who's going to be a free agent.
Yeah, but who's he going to throw the ball to up there? And
that's where you have Belichick to make something.
He's been making some for the last 5 years with Brady. That's why Brady got out of there. Brady would have never left had they had anything left, but he's out there throwing the ball. Who was it? The last guy he's throwing the ball. Was it Welker? No, it was
Wes Welker.
Yeah,
and
that was it.
Rex Burkhead.
Wes
Welker.
Yeah, he had a slot receiver and a slow slot receiver at that. So that's the reason why Brady bounces up out of there. If Brady had any type of weaponry still up there, he'd still be a Patriot. But he knew the Patriots are on this downturn. He jumped ship early enough. He stayed 2 seasons too long. He should have been gone out of the Patriots, but he loved the Patriots. Now they had nothing left. The defense was just hanging on by a thread. You saw what happened to him in this last year with Cam Newton there, nothing. There was nothing there, and now you're going to see a long rebuild for the Patriots. I can't see Deshaun Watson going somewhere into a long rebuild. He wants to have a chance to win a championship. The problem with Deshaun Watson, that he earns too much money, and he's going to take too much from the team that he goes to. He's like, and I'm not comparing him to, but he's like Kobe Bryant. When Kobe Bryant, when they were talking about coming to the Bulls, he literally would have taken everything from the Bulls that the Bulls had that made them a decent ball club in the East. That's the reason why he did not come. It's the same thing with Deshaun Watson. If you give up 2 first-round picks, 2 second-round picks, and a couple of defensive ball players on top of it, really? Yeah. Like, that's way too much to give up for him. You can't afford it. The Bears are close to being winners. The problem with the Bears is they still have not addressed that offensive line like they need to. The second part about it is that the Bears cannot give up too much draft capital to shore up their quarterback situation, because they have not proven yet that they have the right people there to coach Deshaun Watson. Who's coaching him now? Is it Matt Nagy? We already saw what he did with Mitchell Trubisky, and that was a big fat 0. So now, is he going to stop calling plays when Deshaun Watson gets there? Oh no, Montfrere. He is going to get up in there. He's going to have the playbook back in his hand, calling that tight end sweep or whatever he called down the goal line, that nonsense that he threw out there. This is what the problem is with the Bears. You got a guy who should not be head coaching the Bears. You got a whole brain trust up there that don't know what they're doing. And if they get Deshaun Watson here, there's going to be nobody else there. Now you're talking about a 5-11 football team.
Yeah, right now it's really dicey, and you're really trying to get just some clarity about what's going on. But okay, Jay, let's look at it from this perspective. So you don't get Deshaun Watson. Maybe that's too rich for your blood. But what about Derek Carr? Maybe that's a good option. Now, for the life of me, I can't see why Mike Mayock and the brain trust there and Chucky and the brain trust want to get rid of Derek Carr. But it seems like a divorce that Gruden has been trying to force for the past 2 seasons. So let's just throw it out there. Let's say Derek Carr. Could that be your future quarterback? Does that excite you? Does that get the engine revving? Are your biscuits getting warm?
Look, you're getting Derek Carr on the upswing right now. He's been up and down playing quarterback. Now, is that because Chucky's there now? And Chucky is the quarterback guru. I mean, he had his own TV show, so he could tell everybody how to play quarterback. So how come he couldn't fix Derek Carr? However, though, Derek Carr is 10th in passing rating. I think he's 11th in passing touchdowns among the full-time starters. So he has a guy who can play the quarterback position a little bit better. He's almost top 10, but he's not top 10. Now, is he enough of an upgrade over Mitchell Trubisky to come in and make a difference for the Chicago Bears? I'm going to say no. See, the problem is right now, you need a significant upgrade, but a significant upgrade can't be an upgrade that's just going to take everything out of the Bears. That's why I think Deshaun Watson, unless he wants to become a Bear, is not going to become a Bear. You look at Derek Carr, is he that much better? Is he that much better than Mitchell Trubisky? Would he be that much better in this system? He's still not a mobile quarterback. He's a guy who stands tall in the pocket and throws the ball around. And what? The Raiders have a pretty decent offensive line down there. The Raiders didn't look bad. The Raiders played well in a lot of games this year. So you got the Bears who were on a 5-game winning streak, and then they came up with a 5 or 6 game losing streak. They never looked like they had a chance to win any game that was significant. Aaron Rodgers made them look like just you can't even say what he made them look like. And then you got Tampa. Then you got Tampa Bay, Brady Bay, come out there and they beat Aaron Rodgers. So at any point in time, does it look like Chicago's going to compete in the NFC at all for the NFC title? No, because you can't get by those two guys. So look.
Well, I'm looking at his numbers. Let's just look at 2020. He threw for 4,100 yards, 27 touchdowns, 9 interceptions, and had a quarterback rating of 101.4.
Yeah, decent
so
numbers.
If you look at those are decent pedestrian numbers that should get you to where you're trying to go. I would think that would be, I think the at least it would give you a good sounding board somewhere there.
At what price are we going? At
That's
what
true.
price do we get Derek Carr?
That's true. But let's look at Mitchell Trubisky's numbers. Now, I know a little skewed because of games missed, but he threw for 2,055 yards with 16 touchdowns, 8 interceptions, and a quarterback rating of 93.5. Right. And to your point, not significantly better, not at all. But his best season came in 2018, where he threw for 3,223 yards, 24 touchdowns, and 12 interceptions. And never in his career at this point has he cracked over 95%. So I don't know. Do I want that or do I want Derek Carr? I'm saying I'm leaning more towards Derek Carr.
Well, the question is on this one, is Derek Carr a better version of Nick Foles? What I'm saying is that he's going to stand tall in the quarterback. Can he read? Because Nick Foles can read defensive. Nick Foles just can't get out of the way of pass rushers. And so you're looking at a Derek Carr behind a good offensive line that his stats were a little bit better than average. A little bit better than average. He didn't break top 10. He was a little bit better than average. So would he be better than Mitchell Trubisky? It all depends the offensive scheme right now. So the thing about right now, I think with the beloved, is that we're looking at a situation going, well, any other quarterback than Mitch. You know, anybody else but Mitch. That's where we're at now. We're just like, oh, Nick Foles. Oh, God, thank God. We got Nick Foles. And boy, that didn't happen. You know what I'm saying? And so look what happened with that. And then Mitch comes back in and plays better. So we're going to look at the situation. What happens? The Bears not going to give up a boatload of trade capital. I don't think that's what's going to happen. I believe, in my mind, I think we're going to see Mitchell Trubisky, number 10, back out starting for the beloved next year. I don't think they're going to make a big move because I think there's too much out here. I think they're going to try to move up in the draft, figure something out, and try to go get a quarterback that they can breed from within the organization, because I think these other quarterbacks like Deshaun Watson, these other type of quarterbacks like that, they missed on. The one person I thought they might be able to get was Stafford. I thought they might have wanted to get Stafford, and they didn't have enough to get Stafford. I thought he might be the one that they can get. I would love to see Stafford here. But beyond that, I think you're just going to see them go and draft a quarterback and stay pat. Now, watch tomorrow come up, and they're going to make some big thing, and they're going to give away half the city, and we're going to have Deshaun Watson here. Or something crazy like that. But if they give away all that draft capital, the Bears are then doomed. Absolutely doomed. Because the only strength that the Bears have is the Bears defense. And how long are you going to keep paying Khalil Mack? How long are you going to keep paying him? How long are you going to keep paying these big salaries on his defensive line? You got Robert Quinn, who has did relatively nothing this year.
Mm-hmm.
What was that? $11 million. What was it? $11 million, and we got 2 sacks. Something like that.
It's more than you should be paying, because right now you're paying Eddie Jackson, you're paying Kyle Fuller, you've already paid now Keem Hicks, Khalil Mack. You just gave, and see, you've got some players who are coming up. Bilal Nichols, you've got Roberts. I never can say his name right because it's like 4 names in one time. But you've got your whole defensive line coming up, and you still got to do something about outside linebacker. I don't know if you can keep the Danny Trevathan experience going. I really don't think.
It all depends how much he's willing to play for. You know what I'm saying? Because I think he keeps a fit. When you got cap numbers like the Bulls, the Bulls, Lord help me, Jesus, on that one. You have
that's the next show. That's the next show.
It's late. But we have the cap numbers that they really watch with the Bears, and then you really have so much money tied up into Khalil Mack, who beyond that first year has underperformed. Played well, but underperformed. We see guys, game records like Aaron Donaldson, who get paid that type of money, who he's a game wrecker, an absolute game wrecker. You see other guys like Jason Pierre-Paul, who's an absolute game wrecker. He's going to have, we'll talk about that later when we talk about the Super Bowl. He's going to have a field day against Mr. Rimmers over there. It's not going to be pretty. But you look at these guys, you saw Khalil Mack, now he's got double teams going against him. And all of a sudden now the Bears defense wasn't ringing up big time sacks. You didn't see Robert Quinn get loose. Now you did see the linebacker core play pretty well. But however, we're back in the same situation. You cannot give up all this draft capital, strip your defense down for Deshaun Watson. And because the Bears' strength right now is their defense. That's what keeps them in the ball games. So if you bring a Derek Carr in here, is he a significant upgrade in offense? Can you keep Mooney? Can you keep Allen Robinson? Is Riley Ridley going to ever see the field finally? I don't understand why he's not playing. I still haven't figured that one out. So are you going to have this receiving core stay intact? Okay, so you're going to have Derek Robinson and Derek Carr, and all of a sudden you're not going to keep Allen Robinson? You're not going to pay him $20 million a year?
Right.
You're not going to keep him? But that's what he wants.
And I think you've got Darren Waller is a better option than both of the Bears tight ends. And, they have a really good receiving core in Las Vegas. I want to keep saying LA, but there are a lot of questions. But the biggest question is, Jay, is the only reason they're looking at Derek Carr and trying to make a move with Derek Carr is because their GM is the only GM that will answer the Bears call.
Probably. Because the Bears are going to get fleeced. If any big name quarterback comes in here, the Bears are going to get fleeced. Rest assured about that. Why do you think Tom Brady did not look at the Bears? He could have went anywhere. Right. And the Bears had a better defense than Tampa Bay.
And a better plan and strategy. You had a better offensive mind. You had better coaches. And as you said, you had a top-ranked defense. But Tom said it's too cold here. He doesn't like it.
And he played in New England.
Right.
Yeah. Have you ever been to New England? You talking about some frozen clam chowder up there?
Ooh, you talking about the East Coast cold.
You ever watched what's that show? Wicked Tuna? When they going out there?
I haven't watched Wicked Tuna, but the name in itself is always.
Dude,
I've always been interested in.
Dude, they out there in some water. I get cold looking at it on TV, and the boat's going up and down. Like, dude, there's no way. There's no way. I would never get out there on a crab boat and throw the thing over. If your foot get hung up in that rope and you go over that boat in that water, come on, man, you're not gonna make it. So those New England winners and Tom Brady's worried about some cold? No. Tom Brady understood what the brain trust was going on. He understood what was happening up top there with the McCaskies. He understood what was going on, that they were going to make stupid moves like move up in the draft one position to get Mitchell Trubisky. When you passed up on two surefire quarterbacks, and I'm not even talking about Patrick Mahomes.
No, you're really not. And the sad part is you had an opportunity. You've had several opportunities. So at this point, I don't know. I can't get excited. I can't say I'll be disappointed, but I can't say I'll be excited either. One thing I know that they have to do, regardless, and we keep talking about this, you're going to have to franchise Allen Robinson. You can't come to an agreement, you're going to have to franchise.
So now we're going to pay him what? What's that, $22 million or something like that to franchise him, something like that?
Yeah, well, okay.
I don't think they're going to pay him.
I don't think they can.
I don't think they're going to pay him.
I don't think you can do that unless you get creative. You're going to have to let some people go. So if you let go of your starting tackles, now here's the rub. You let go of Charles Leno and you let go of your right tackle. Now you're already at a deficit, but you could supplement. But now with both of them off the team, you got to replace 4 tackles.
Yeah. So let's stop all the quarterback shuffling, right? And let's go offensive line hunting. Let's go do that. I'd rather hear they wouldn't sign Pro Bowler so-and-so. They went and got this guy. They gave up some draft capital for this guy, a 23, 24-year-old left tackle. They went and did that. That's what I would rather see the Bears go do. I don't give a rootin' tootin' about what quarterback they go get right now. Until they fix this offensive line, it doesn't matter. And that's the biggest problem right here, that you have the lovers of the beloved, like me, who are going to be out there. Look, we have at my church facility, we have the people, they want you to come to church on and wear your Bears gear, right? Well, I don't own a Bears jersey, but a friend of mine saw about, I got a 3X Walter Payton you might want to get into. Now, you want to see a Bears sausage, me squeeze it into a 3X, but I might do it because I love my beloved. However, this is what our problem is. We drink the Kool-Aid every year. We believe something's going to happen, and inevitably, it's not going to happen. If they bring in a big-name quarterback, all it's going to be nothing but for the newspapers. That's what it's going to be about. It's going to be about the newspapers, a big splash, and that's the same thing that Mike Singletary nonsense. Have we heard anything else about that?
Well, they filled all their positions except passing coordinator and
so you brought in Mike Singletary, a guy who has not been in the league coaching affiliated at all since 2016. So you just happen to say, hey, Mike, think you might want to be the defensive coordinator? No, that was some nonsense from the Bears, trying to gin up some other news other than they made a bad pick at quarterback. And this bad pick at quarterback is going to set them back for how many years now? 4. So usually it sets you back 5 or 6 years when you do that.
Yeah, this is probably about 10 years.
Yeah. So but
wait, you're advocating them bringing him back.
I think they're going to bring him back. Now, tomorrow morning I might wake up and they brought another quarterback. Egg on my face. Okay. But I just think with this brain trust right here, I think they're floating all this nonsense out here. But I really don't think they want to give up their draft capital, because I really believe they think they're going to hit again. They're going to go into this draft and try to figure out and try to move up and get one of these quarterbacks coming out. Because I don't think at this point in time that you can afford to get a big-time quarterback. You know, you can afford Stafford's gone. That's the one they should have got. And Stafford wasn't coming here. So
right now I'm going to say it this way. If I don't see the Bears draft a young man whose name rhymes with pleather pud, then I'm going to be very upset. That's all I'm going to say.
all right, it's too late for me to do word puzzles. Who is this now?
Now, if you don't go and get a left tackle from
Oh yeah,
Alabama,
yeah. Okay, yeah, without doubt, without doubt.
That's all I'm saying.
Make some moves and go get a left tackle. Make some moves. Go down to LSU and let's get a guard out of LSU. I don't care about your wide receiving core. I don't care what linebacker you get. I don't care. Get up in the draft and go get some offensive linemen because that's the only way. Right now, draft 3 of the Alabama's offensive linemen if they're coming out of the draft. Take all 3 of them.
Works for me.
This is what you need to do. And I'm telling you right now, I don't think that's what they're going to do. I think they're going to keep trying to make splashes, keep trying to put butts in the seats. If they can figure out how to get the great-grandson of Ray Grange, to play quarterback for the Bears just because of the name, that's what they would do.
Well, the one thing, we're going to talk about it on the next episode when we talk about the Bulls. We talked about consistency last show with the Bulls, and unfortunately, the Bulls could not keep their consistency streak going. But what you realize very quickly, Bulls, Bears, Blackhawks, Cubs, White Sox, Sky, Fire, whoever you want to put out there, anyone you want to put out there, without talent, it's impossible to win.
Yeah. Candace Parker came back now. Sky might make a little hay now. Got old Candace Parker. He still got Candace Parker, though. You know what I'm saying? She can still ball out for you. The problem is, and what you said was exactly right. The Bears have had their window. Mm-hmm. They had their window, and they missed it. They skipped off into the atmosphere. I've been watching Apollo 13 too many times, so underbus B valve didn't open or whatever happened with that. But they missed their window. Mm-hmm. And this window is now closed. It's now closed. I don't think they're the savior. The guy I thought that might have made a difference for them. And he's a stat packer, and that was Stafford. Mm-hmm. He's a stat packer. But because he's on a bad team, he's got to throw the football all over the place. But I just don't think because they have the core, I don't care how good your house looks, if it's on a bad foundation, it's going to start cracking. It's going to start showing stuff. And a real inspector who knows how to look for houses, he can tell when you painted over cracks, and he can tell when that house is not worth what you're trying to pay for it or you're trying to get for it. And that's exactly what's going on with the Bears right now. You're trying to patch up a huge mistake in your foundation when you moved up from number 3 to number 2 and you passed on Deshaun Watson when you could have had him for a bag of donuts.
Mm. Well, now you're going to have him for a bag full of cash. So
right. Pay me, boo. You didn't want me now you want me? But look, Deshaun Watson hopefully he's not just looking for the money. Hopefully he's trying to find a way to put himself in a better position to win football games. Because if it's just about the money, stay where you are. Mm-hmm. You're going to get beat. Because if you go somewhere and take all the money, you're going to get beat to heck anyway. You come to the Bears, you're going to get beat up. There's no way around it. They don't have the offensive line. You're going to get blasted. That's what's going to happen.
Let's leave the people with something great. Let's just think about it. If you get Deshaun Watson, you keep Allen Robinson, you start drafting at the top of the draft, a tackle, a guard, maybe another center. You go into the draft in the later rounds, pick up an extra running back because you've got your receiving core set. You've got your tight end core set. Maybe it can work.
But can you pay Allen Robinson? Can you play Khalil Mack and pay Deshaun Watson? What's your cap going to look like?
Well, guess what they'll say to us is they're going to see us on the other side of cap hell. Bears 2021, the disaster of the Midway.
Dude.
Carr's coming. That's all I can say. Carr's coming.
I said it before and I'll say it again. That sounds like a guy we used to know, isn't it? Inside joke for the sizzle there, guys.
Oh,
That was funny as hell. Anyway, cigar, smoking coffee. Remember that? That was great, wasn't it? But the thing is that I lost my train of thought. The thing is that the Bears have hitched a ride with a star that exploded. You know, they thought they had the man. Now, did you have to move up to go get Mitchell Trubisky? Did you have to? That's my biggest problem with that move. They were so certain that somebody else was going to come get a guy that hadn't started but 14 games. It sounds like another franchise in Chicago. They went and got a guy that didn't start for his own college basketball team.
Not again. Okay, not again. Not again. No.
You know,
Hey, shout out to the barbershop.
you know what I'm saying? Why? And do not put those leprechauns on again. Don't do it. Don't put them leprechauns on. You are banned from the neon leprechauns. Do not put them shoes on. 2 points and 1 assist. You don't get the leprechauns on. What did you do today? Let's look at the number. Take a second. Well, how much time we got left in the show? We got a few minutes.
No, we don't. No, we don't. We don't have any more time.
What was his number today?
We're not going to look at. We're not going to do the Pat Williams show again. No, you're always trying to do a Pat Williams show. We're not going to do a Pat.
I need to look at the numbers. Come on, let me see if I can find it right.
Why? You should know it if you're going to be that critical of one of the youngest Bulls in the history of the Bulls. Yeah.
Oh my God.
You should know these things. And hopefully, you know what? I hope for your sake, I hope that he had a wonderful game and it was amazing. And he did all the things that you thought he wasn't going to do.
Oh, let's see. It was February 3rd, right? Played against the Knicks. Played 32 minutes. He had 12 points.
That's right. And what?
He was 6 from 12 from the field and 0-3 from the 3-point line. And let me see how many free throws did he have.
Well,
did we go to the basket today? Did we?
All right. Well, let me say this. That Young did not get his triple-double. And what did we say last show? Laurie, bro, we talked about this, yo. You can't give me 30. You can't give me double-double right? One game.
Right.
No, you can't come back with 9 and 4. No, bro.
And he had 31 the game before that. Like he was on a tear.
You can't come back because if you had just gotten into double digits, that would have erased that 5-point deficit, 4-point deficit. Come on, bro. You got to do better, Laurie. We're expecting better of you. But Pat Williams did get 12 and 7. Yeah. So I'll say it like I said it before. The Bulls and the Bears are bad teams. They are bad team. And you know what, Jake? I'm going to tell you this.
Yeah.
Because of the beauty of this show, we talk all sports all the time. Let me tell you something, baby. We are the hottest sports talk in the league, in the realm of everybody's league. There's no better, hotter sports talk right here. You'll find it here at the Sizzle. Talk of the 219. We are the hottest talk in the 219. So we want to remind you, if you have not liked, subscribed, and shared, please feel free to do so. You can find us at Iron Skillet Sports. We're everywhere. Hashtag Iron Skillet Sports 219. You can find us wherever you find your podcast, wherever you go to search your videos out. And hey, wherever you want quality information, if it's on Facebook, if it's on Twitter, if it's on Instagram, look for us at Iron Skillet Sports. We are the hottest sports talk in the region. And you know what? Make sure that if you want to hear this hot sports talk, then you need to be with us Super Bowl Sunday. We'll be at Hook and Reel in Country Club Hills. We're going to be doing the thing. So, hey, man, show starts at 4. Get there early. It's going to be a lot of food going around. It's going to be drink specials. It's going to be crazy. It's going to be bananas. And we're going to talk about it on the next episode a little bit more. But remember this. He's Jay Sizzle. I'm G Sizzle. We're the talk of the 219 because we're the hottest sports talk, not only in the region, but on the planet. And we'll see you on the other side.
And I'm a pirate.